Hello, I'm Paul, and this is Paul Plays with Fire. Welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. Today on the show, we're going to be making Margherita pizza. This is a Neapolitan style pizza made with fresh San Marzano pizza sauce, fresh mozzarella cheese, fresh basil, Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese, and a back to the basic pizza crust that contains only flour, water, yeast, and salt. Neapolitan pizza does best when it's cooked quickly in a hot oven. And by hot, I mean 750 degrees all the way up to 900 degrees. The Blackstone Pizza Oven shines in this area because when you turn it up, that pizza oven gets hot. Regular viewers will remember that Neapolitan pizza has been a bit of a challenge for me in the past. My early attempt at Neapolitan pizza was a miserable failure. Never had a pizza catch fire before. At the end of the show, I may never do it again, but we made Neapolitan pizza today. Well, here we are. We've had a long summer of pizza making. Many pizzas have been made and many lessons have been learned. So I think we're ready to give Neapolitan pizza another chance. We'll call it my end of the summer pizza final exam. So let's get busy. The first step to a great Margherita pizza is a great pizza dough. We're going to use our usual pizza dough making process. If you're new here, I highly recommend watching the dough making process. It's up here and it's up here. This video is a great introduction to my relatively easy hand-mixed dough making method. For this dough, I followed the strict Neapolitan pizza dough making rules by making the dough by hand and by using only flour, water, yeast, and salt. I'll put the pizza dough ingredients list in the comments. I also gave this dough a little extra love when it came to kneading, just to ensure that we had a good strong pizza dough. We divided the dough into 250 gram portions and let that dough cold ferment in a fridge overnight. I've gone as far as 5 days cold fermenting. It only gets better. Okay, let's make some pizza. We've got our dough here, and before we go much further, I want to mention that for the flour, I did use King Arthur 00 flour. What's 00 flour? Expensive, that's what it is. It's about 3 or 4 times the cost of regular flour. Is it worth it? I don't know. I like to think so. I like to think I can feel the difference when I'm making the dough. Although King Arthur bread flour is an equally good alternative. It's not quite as pricey, and it's really, really good flour. So either one of those would make fine choices for this kind of pizza. So we're going to take our flour, or our dough. We're going to take our dough, and we're just going to put a little flour on both sides of it. Put it out under a peel, and just gently press it out. What we want to do is we want to press the bubbles to the edge. We want to squeeze those bubbles to the edge of the crust. And it'll stretch a little bit as we go. And then we'll stretch a little bit as we go. Not get too aggressive. We're not in that big a hurry. And definitely don't get in a hurry. That's one of the things I've learned over the summer is don't get in a hurry when you're stretching dough. It's not a race. Another thing I've learned is when I take pizza dough out of a cold fermentation, reform it into a ball as it comes out, because usually when it comes out of the fridge, it's really kind of saggy. It's kind of lost its form. And so reform it into a ball and then let it sit for an hour or two does kind of give it some better shape. That's what I did with this one, and I'm pretty happy with the way it looks so far. We'll just give it a little bit more shape. I think we're gonna quit right there. And then we're gonna take our pizza sauce, which is a can of San Marzano tomatoes, and to that we added a teaspoon of oregano and 3 grams of salt. And then I just mix that up with my gloved hand. And it's really easy, and you can do that just in 5 minutes. And it makes the best fresh tasting pizza sauce. It's so fresh and bright. I use about 3 tablespoons on here, give or take. And unlike some of the other pizza styles we make, we do not go all the way to the edge with this. We want there to be a big fluffy crust on the edge, so we'll quit there. And not too much either, because we don't want it to get soggy. Parmigiano-Reggiano. fresh mozzarella, and I'll use the pearls. I use the pearls are so cute, and it makes it really easy to make it even and not too thick and not too thin. Maybe you can hear our pizza oven running in the background. Last I checked, it was around 750 to 800 degrees, so right about where we want it. There we go. Good. And now a little fresh basil. Look at that, pretty. We'll tear off a few leaves, and then we'll put a few more on when it comes out of the oven. We don't want to put a whole lot on, but it's nice to have a little bit of the fresh basil on top to cook with it. Okay, our pizza oven is at 780 on the right edge, 750 on the left edge, and about 700 in the middle. So it's hot, it's blazing hot. And our pizza looks like it's loose and ready to move, ready to dance. Here we go. Oh, that looks perfect. And that's not gonna take very long. That's just gonna take us minutes to get done. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, here's it is. Our pizza is ready. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful. Now, Mrs. Paul Plays with Fire would say this is burnt, but no, I love the char on the crisp. That is Neapolitan pizza to me. Okay, now we're gonna take this, fresh Parmigiano-Reggiano on it. Put a little fresh basil on it. And just a little taste of olive oil. Just a drizzle. Oh, there you go. That's your thing of beauty right there. That's perfect. It's the point of the day I've been waiting for. It's time to eat pizza. Oh, listen to that crunch. Whew. Now, it still seems pretty hot, but I'm going to go ahead and bite in anyway. Oh, look at that. Nice undercarriage. That fresh San Marzano pizza sauce just really stands out. It's so bright and so just, it tastes so fresh. Together with the basil, that's a real hit. And then when you get to the edge of the crust, just look at that. Oh, that's good. So springy and light. Well, this is my final exam for the summer. I think I passed. I hope I passed. This is darn good pizza. I mean, it's just so bright and fresh, and the dough is just, it's strictly Neapolitan. There's not a hint of olive oil in the dough except for what I sprinkle on top at the end. But, oh, it's just such good pizza. This has been Paul Plays with Fire. Thanks for watching. Mm-mm-mm.